Whether you're a true whiskey fan or looking for a gift for the whiskey drinker in your life, Flaviar is your exclusive backstage pass. Flaviar offers a monthly subscription that delivers a carefully chosen whiskey right to your doorstep.
In addition, their tasting boxes give you a broad array of samples hand-picked by the experts themselves.
This holiday season, check out Flaviar's Advent Calendar. Every day in December, you can open a different door to a delicious new whiskey.
Go to flaviar.com/Cinemavino to start your adventure in the world of whiskey. Use promo code Cinemavino10 to save $10 on any purchase of $100 or more. That's flaviar.com/Cinemavino, promo code Cinemavino10. And welcome back to Cinemavino. It's good to have you guys with us here. Got Travis Budd.
Hey.
Sean Jordan.
Hi.
My name is Todd. This is the final installment in our Christmas series. It's part 4 of 4, looking at the movie The Holdovers.
If you're listening to this right now, it's Christmas.
Exactly.
Or after Christmas.
Somewhere around there.
How time works.
God bless us, everyone.
Thank you for spending some time with us and, trying to hide and duck out, get away from your fucking family.
Yeah.
And acknowledging the real reason for the season.
Exactly.
Strangers.
Podcasts. Yeah.
Oh.
Random podcasts.
Yeah.
Stranger
about
danger.
movies.
Yeah. By Drunken Goofballs.
That's right.
.com.
What'd you guys get for Christmas?
I don't know
yet.
Good question. Yeah.
Well, let's pretend they're listening to
I got a pony.
Yeah.
Oh.
What'd you get?
I got a vintage, Transformer, like the T-Rex Transformer. Grimlock back in the day.
Nice.
From, the 80s. And I was like, oh, fuck yeah. They found it at, like a flea market.
What was your?
I was
what
like,
was your?
I used to have that.
Was
back
that
in the
your
day.
favorite Christmas toy that you ever got?
Dinosaurs always, but
Hell yeah.
I think this was like a transformer, a robot, and a dinosaur.
I remember one year I got elbow pads and knee pads so I could go rollerblading.
Ooh.
That was fucking sick.
Yeah.
I did get one of those a Optimus Optimus Prime tent where you could pop your head up just like the Optimus Prime toy back in the day.
How recent was this?
Did it just go roll out?
That was in the 80s.
Okay.
That was
One of the greatest
ones
ones
last year.
I got one of those blow up 6 foot tall Godzillas, and then I would pretend I was King Kong and fight it.
Yeah.
I broke it.
You would fight Godzilla?
Yes.
Your favorite?
Yes. Well, I'm more of a King Kong guy because he's more human.
Yeah.
It's racist.
He had opposable thumbs.
Yeah. Okay.
Godzilla might have had opposable thumbs.
Hey, look, I didn't have a blow up King Kong.
Yeah.
If you did, would you have beat him up?
Yes, as
Pretended
Godzilla.
you were Godzilla.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I don't have a tail
So
or radioactive breath.
What are we drinking?
So we're drinking a Beaujolais. So this is Beaujolais is one of the classic go-to reds for Christmas. It's easy drinking. It's the Gamay grape. Goes really well with ham, turkey, lighter meals, and pretty much anything you'll have with a Christmas dinner.
This is a really dark Gamay.
It is. It has a surprising amount of like you say, dark color, a lot of fizzy effervescence to it. This has almost like a red bubbly kind of feel to it.
Yeah, it's like Pop Rocks, kind of fizzes on your tongue a little bit.
It almost has that extra carbonation to it.
12.5%.
Yeah. So,
because I have another Gamay over there that is a pretty regular, that's my go-to cheap bottle of wine just to have on hand. It's very light. It's almost this is a much darker inkiness to it.
this almost has more of a Pinot.
Yeah, it's almost like a Pinot, or a Merlot-ish kind of coloring. It has a umami kind of notes. I was saying before, it kind of reminds me of sesame oil or sesame seed kind of flavoring.
Do it like a broccoli beef meal.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
Or with sushi, we were discussing.
Sushi would be delicious. Yeah. Dip a little
salmon roll in this.
Yeah.
It's about $20. So,
it's a JF
Pegas. Beaujolais Village. So
Pegas.
you got different tiers of Beaujolais. You got just your regular old Beaujolais. And then above that, you'll have Beaujolais Village, which will be
Beaujolais Village.
Premium grapes sourced from the assorted villages in Beaujolais. Beaujolais is a region in France where they're going to get the Gamay grape from.
Is it the Lyons, France? Lions?
It's Beaujolais, so it's going to be kind of near Burgundy. northern France, I believe. And so, yeah, you got your Beaujolais village, and then above that, you're going to have your specific, the villages in Beaujolais, like Morgon, Fleury. You're going to have the different places. I'm sure I'm butchering my French, but it's the different places where they're going to get these specific Beaujolais.
Say Gerard Depardieu.
Gerard Depardieu.
Now say it again.
The man in the iron mask. This Beaujolais village.
There you go.
But yeah.
Nailed it.
Well, yeah. So if you see something like Morgon, they've gone up way in price over the years. Now it's like an actual, like, one of the Beaujolais from specific villages, they'll run you like $40.
I think that's a Beaujolais village.
Yeah. I'll take a look at it.
Every time I see the word Beaujolais, I think bourgeoisie.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Louis Jadot. It's a classic.
Yeah, Louis Jadot is like my go-to Beaujolais.
If it just says Beaujolais, that's your lower tier. Beaujolais Village is your mid tier. And then if it has specific towns on the label, that's your higher tier.
I just remember working at the liquor store. I thought all Beaujolais, like everybody would come in, oh, I need this Beaujolais, I need this Beaujolais. I thought they were all like $15-$20. I thought they were all like kind of bottom of the barrel.
They've taken off a lot. They used to be.
I don't want to say it's entirely because of this podcast, but
we have a huge influence.
I feel like we were early on the Beaujolais.
Yeah. And probably what you're thinking about is the Beaujolais Nouveau. Which comes out the third Thursday of every November. It comes out the week before Thanksgiving.
I just remember all the employees, like, when that would come in, like, rolling their eyes. Like, oh, my God, everybody's going to be asking for this fucking wine.
I mean, is that the Beaujolais week? Or Beaujolais Day
the Nouveau comes out. I mean, literally, they harvest it within a couple of days. It's in the stores. I mean, it's brand new. This should say it's like 2024 November, like Beaujolais. I mean, it is as fresh as it gets.
And I never did try that one, but
so they don't age it?
It's delicious.
No, no. And Beaujolais, by and large, is not meant to age at all.
Yeah.
You want to drink it. I mean, maybe there might be a few really, really nice ones that you could put away, but by and large, I would say if you have a Beaujolais, drink it.
Yeah.
How does Beaujolais Nouveau compare to this?
Beaujolais Nouveau is usually, and it's a mixed bag. You never know because, again, they take it and harvest it.
It's like a box of chocolates.
I mean, you get it right away.
You never know what you're going to get.
So, I mean, it's going to be super fresh.
Eating way more nuts in your lifetime than you knew you wanted.
The nicest thing that I would say is that Beaujolais Nouveau is like drinkable. There are some years where it has not been drinkable at all. I mean, it is like swill. Most people buy it just for that, like the vibe and the tradition of getting a wine that's like freshly harvested.
It's the experience of like, oh, we're all drinking this new wine together.
Yeah, yeah. And so, but that also gave Beaujolais a bad reputation as like this instant disposable wine, you know, and
table wine.
Yeah. At best. And now it's like it's taken off, and there are some great like Gamay grapes out there and some great bottles that you can buy that are good prices.
You know what I've just realized drinking this is that I have not eaten dinner.
Oh.
No, that's, drinking on an empty stomach.
We'll be seeing you tomorrow.
Second.
Yeah, good night.
Do you want like a carrot to chew on while we pod, or?
Yeah, go get him a carrot.
Get this man a carrot.
That'll be great on the microphone.
Give me 2 slices of that sourdough. Slap some butter on it.
That just sounds nasty.
Give me a couple slices of that sourdough.
Raunchy.
I haven't baked in a few weeks.
What? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm working.
Everything okay?
I have a job.
Oh,
it's putting a damper on things.
Yeah.
You should bake some. Take it to a little, share it with the new work fam.
I plan on it.
Hey guys,
I do.
Look at
I do
what
plan
I can
on
do.
it. Yeah.
Look what I can do.
Look what I can do.
Okay.
What was that, Mad TV?
I just show him like, hey y'all, I baked a loaf. Gross, Sean.
Okay. So
Baked you a loaf.
pulling this back into reality here.
Okay.
The Holdovers was released October 23rd, 2023. It grossed $45 million against a $13 million budget. It was directed by Alexander Payne, who also directed an underrated film, Election, About Schmidt, Sideways, a whole bunch of acclaimed movies.
He did Sideways, that's right.
He did.
Yeah.
With Paul Giamatti, who returns here. He played the prickly wine snob in that movie. He is the teaching snob in this movie. He is the snotty academic. This is nominated for 5 Academy Awards. Best Picture, Best Actor among them. Davine Joy Randolph won Best Supporting Actress for her role as the kitchen manager.
Nice.
So the basic story, I'm trying to sum this up as quickly as I can. The story takes place at an elite New England prep academy, which it felt very similar to if you've seen Dead Poet Society or Sin of a Woman. It's one of those snobby prep schools in New England, you know.
I cannot tell you how many times Jonah came downstairs and was like, "Are you watching Dead Poet Society?"
Yeah. It has that similar vibe.
It's
like
very similar vibe.
Molding leaders of the future kind of a thing, you know, kind of snobby headmaster thing. Paul Giamatti plays Paul Hunham, an ancient history teacher who is despised by his students and the fellow faculty people. He loves to needle his students and hand out low grades. The entire film takes place over the school's 2-week Christmas break, as the aloof and disliked Hunham is tasked with babysitting the few students who have nowhere to go over the break. He's eventually left with only 2 people, Angus Tully, played by Dominic Sessa, who is a troublemaker of a student, and Mary Lamb, who is the school's cafeteria manager, who is grieving the fresh loss of her son from Vietnam. Predictably, these clashing personalities will push their buttons and also slowly thaw to each other and reveal the best parts of themselves. That is my description. So you've seen this before?
Yeah, I saw it last year.
So
I had not seen it last year.
John, we'll start with you.
I really enjoyed this movie. I remember that it was nominated for Best Picture, and then I proceeded to never watch it. So it was a nice, delightful, very much a tone shift from what we had watched for previous podcasts. This is
part of the reason why I picked it.
A bit of a departure from Scrooged or Long Kiss Goodnight or
any of them.
This was a great movie. I thought it was a really you really sink into that just motif, the vibe of everyone's really sad. Everyone just kind of hates what's going on. No one's happy to be here. Everyone's just sort of depressed. And then they really bond over those 2 weeks of like, you're a misanthrope, I'm a misanthrope, and you know we're kind of here together, stewing in the human experience. I think that really kind of boils it down. It's like it's just them coming to terms with their own nature and coming to terms with like their commonalities. They sort of overcome their differences together and become better people because of it. And great acting, top to bottom.
Yeah.
Paul Giamatti was great. I legitimately questioned myself if he's had a lazy eye this whole time.
Yeah.
And apparently that's not uncommon. Someone that he went to like high school with texted and was like, I honestly questioned if you even had a lazy eye for real. It was a contact.
I was going to say,
it was a contact they used. And because of that, he was like half blind for like half this movie. So a lot of the scenes where he's having to like drive a car or like park, they couldn't have him like doing anything because he couldn't see for half the time because of the contact.
Yeah.
I think they played it really well. Like they addressed it enough times for it to be sort of like something that you were thinking about, but didn't like call attention to it overtly. And then at the very end, they kind of hit you with that hook of just like, it's this one. This is the one you got to look at.
Yeah.
They did all practical sets. Like there were no sound stages. It was all like actually shot in real places.
And it felt like it.
It felt like it. It felt, there was a real, like, it was very much rooted in reality, and it felt a little claustrophobic, and it felt like, you know, you were kind of there on these real sets. Weirdest sex worker encounter.
Yeah.
when they're at that bookstore and she's just like, hey, random guy. You wanna get out of here?
With that candy cane?
With that candy cane? And he's just like, I don't know you. No.
Yeah.
And she's like, come on, let's go.
Yeah.
It's cold. Let's get out of here.
And the students try to send him off.
And he's like, hey man, just do it. Just go have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. So apparently that actor, the student, was not a screen actor. Like he had never done any film work. He had only ever done stage acting.
Yeah.
And Paul Giamatti was the one who like convinced the director to bring him on.
Yeah. He's great.
He was awesome.
Yeah.
I want to see more of him. I want to see him do more stuff.
Yeah. He nailed that sort of outsider, you know, like you say, misanthropic. He
had that like awkward teenager energy where he was like too lanky for his own good.
Yeah.
I think he was like 18 or 19 when he filmed this.
So yeah, that awkward phase where it's like your personality hasn't caught up, it hasn't aged into itself yet.
Yeah, you don't know how to control your body.
Yeah.
Like it's too long for its
or your
good.
emotions even. You know,
yeah.
Same deal.
And he perfectly captured like the emotional aspect of it, like his just like his whole shtick, I think was really impressive for someone who's never acted on film. Yeah. So I was really impressed. This whole movie, top to bottom, I really enjoyed. I would highly recommend it.
Yeah.
I'd probably give this like a 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, good score.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Throw out a 9.
Yeah. Travi?
So I watched this last year, and for some reason, I didn't want to watch it again.
It's not a movie with a lot of rewatchability.
It was. I remember watching it and being like, all right, this is palatable. This is all right. I know there were some parts where I was like, all right, they're going a little bit too tongue in cheek or just, winking at the, I don't know what it was, but it was like they were pushing or leaning into trying to be too endearing, and I didn't find it authentic in a few parts.
Like they were laying it on too thick?
Yeah, a little bit. And I knew it was like kind of a Christmas movie, but you're right. The acting from top to bottom was great, but I kept feeling like I had seen this movie before.
Yeah.
And in Dead Poets Society and other films, and for some reason, what's the one? There's a Brendan Fraser movie where he's at
School Ties?
He's Jewish or
School Ties?
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah.
But a whole bunch of those, I was getting a whole amalgamation of different films in there. And then Mary, whenever she gets a little too lifted at the house party. But it is a good story where it's all these people forced together and they're forced to learn about each other's lives kind of intimately. And it's kind of about a microcosm of a found family within a 2-week period.
Yeah.
They go from, obviously hating each other to tolerating each other to kind of actually liking each other. So I knew what I was getting into, and it was kind of predictable. It was kind of familiar. The acting was still good. I enjoyed it, but it just wasn't, I didn't feel like I wanted to watch it again. So I feel like I would give it a 6.
Yeah.
It just wasn't my cup of joe.
And it's interesting, how you describe this movie is how I have always felt about Dead Poet Society. I've never loved Dead Poet Society.
Really?
As a movie.
Okay.
To me, Dead Poet Society felt very written. It felt to that. That's a whole other podcast, but it always felt very forced.
It's because it's so dialogue, unnatural dialogue.
It's unnatural dialogue. It's a lot of Robin Williams being Robin Williams.
Sure.
And it's I don't even agree with what he says in that movie about writing, about how you have to be super flowery and, overly, verbose in your writing. Yeah. It's I don't necessarily agree with what the whole premise of what he's teaching his students.
I would say that premise is what makes us hate Paul Giamatti in this movie.
Yeah.
Is that he is too verbose.
It shows you what that looks like.
God, that fucking sucks.
When you speak in a very overly flowery vernacular, it's annoying in a way. I don't know. It's off-putting. So
douchey.
Yes.
Douchey.
Yes. And it's so I've never enjoyed Dead Poet Society. And I kind of looked at this as almost the inverse of that movie, where it's they show you, again, somebody who goes out of his way to be a dickhead and to use to me, it's his overly flowery way of speaking is his way of walling himself off from his students. It's that barrier between them.
He's making himself above.
Yeah.
He's being smug about it.
I'm going to drop little phrases in Latin that I know you don't understand. Just kind of stand.
Oh, was that Cicero? It was Cicero.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know what this film could have used is Paul Giamatti sitting on a toilet taking a shit and reading in Sideways.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I need more Paul Giamatti in every movie.
Yeah, taking a shit. Getting chased by an ostrich. Well,
what a great movie. We need to do that one. That's a great movie.
I don't know how we haven't done Sideways.
It's always been kind of the elephant that we've avoided, the ultimate Y movie.
It's a little too on the nose for podcast.
Yeah.
I went and saw Sideways with Taylor, and that was the line, I think, that Taylor points out that where I was gone.
Yeah.
It's I had to run through a fucking ostrich farm naked. I was gone. I didn't hear the next 3 minutes worth of whatever happened.
Just awesome. And it's in my notes, and I told my wife this, we watched it together, and it's nobody plays frumpy like Paul Giamatti. He is the best actor at playing frumpy characters.
Oh, I will tell you, around this time last year when he was up for the awards, he was sitting there doing the round table with all the other actors that were up for Best Male Actor, and he was telling the story about Planet of the Apes, and people were all like, oh yeah, I bet you enjoyed dressing up as an orangutan doing that. He goes, nobody understands. I fucking did. I'm a big old nerd for all that like sci-fi stuff and all those old movies, and getting to like, and he was very self-deprecating. He goes, basically something along the lines where like, well, when you have a face like mine, when you get like to be covered and like be completely somebody else, there's a certain freedom that you get in the lines or whatever, and you're like, yeah, it doesn't matter who I am or what I look like. I have this extra tool I can use and play with. And that was my favorite part of that actor's like round table, was listening to him like take a role of his where people were gonna, kind of dog him, like, oh yeah, what about that movie that didn't turn out so well, that was so expensive? And he goes, no, I don't give a shit. I fucking loved it.
Yeah, which ironically is how Sam Jackson and Gina Davis were with Long Kiss Goodnight. They loved making that. Yeah, even if not everybody else. I mean, it's an acquired taste or whatever. But yeah, I mean,
can I just say real quick, one of my favorite Paul Giamatti movies is called Shoot 'Em Up.
with Clive Owen.
With Clive Owen.
And the carrot
like
shoot off the finger and he uses the carrot.
Yes.
We
are going to podcast on it one day.
It's great.
And the fact that you haven't seen it just makes it that much better.
Yeah. We'll just do like an over-the-top action one, and we'll add in...
well, we've already done over-the-top.
Oh, well, yeah. But, I mean, Shoot 'Em Up, and then like Smoking Aces,
Mean
and like
Guns.
hardcore
We've already done Mean Guns.
Hardcore Henry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's definitely some opportunity there.
Do Snatch.
I love Snatch.
Yeah.
Lock, Stock, Two Smoking Barrels.
Too. Sick fuck. Blue.
Sick fuck. So what do you give this?
So I would give this an 8 out of 10. This, this almost is like in a way it's a Christmas movie, in a way it's an anti-Christmas movie, because it's like Christmas movies like those very saccharine endings, those very sticky sweet endings where it's like everything gets tied up literally in a neat bow somewhere, in a neat red bow. This movie doesn't go for that. Again, it's a typical Alexander Payne movie where it's like you get a very bittersweet ending. It's like it's a complex ending. Still, it feels
gratifying.
Yeah, they don't go for the Scrooge of running through the snow. Merry Christmas. The test has been canceled, but the quiz. I admire the dedication of that. Of like, of course he's not going to cancel.
Everybody gets to retake the final.
Yeah, it's like you all get an A. It's like he discovers the meaning of Christmas. Whatever they steer away from that, and it's like. It's that incremental thing. Like he's a better person by the end of it. He's not dramatically reformed, but he's a better, more enlightened person by the end of it. And in that sense, it feels very earned. Like it feels like a
renewed perspective.
Yeah, it's not like he's running through the snow in his bare feet, or Jimmy Stewart at the end of It's a Wonderful Life. It's like it's a more of a realistic, like he's learned a little bit. He's a little bit better.
And like you said, it's earned. You appreciate a little bit more, like what he's gone through and like what he's. He appreciates a little bit more about his students and what they go through and his jaded worldview.
He learned as much from them as
they learned from him.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, Travis, you got it.
A lesser movie would have had him get with that teacher that likes him. Obviously, he's attracted to him. But then he sees her making out with like her boyfriend or husband or whatever, and it's like he's all pissed off. But it's like the movie again. It's like it turns the cliches around. It's like he doesn't end up with her.
He smells like fish.
Yeah, so. He has a condition where he smells like fish, which is.
I just thought she liked fish.
It's like that poor guy. It's like they try to saddle him with as much stuff as they can, or it's like just to make him like a walking, talking cactus.
Well, in the student, they use his characters so well to like. Do exposition about why this guy sucks. Mm-hmm. He's just like, can I be honest with you? You smell.
Yeah.
Like bad.
Nobody likes you.
Nobody likes you. You smell bad. And it's honestly really bad at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I have a condition.
Yeah.
I smell like fish.
Yeah. Ooh.
Ugh.
My goodness.
Ugh.
Yeah. So, I thought that more like, man, you poor guy. There's got to be something we can do for you and make you not smell like fish.
Can we just do a quick aside? What is going to be on the slate for Best Picture this year?
I don't know.
Like what is going to...
Honestly, not.
I haven't watched yet.
I feel like there haven't been any big, like, the Holdovers or Oppenheimer, Barbie.
Runaway favorite.
2?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I still
maybe.
haven't seen
it.
No.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't feel like 2024 there aren't any runaway favorites.
No, not yet. This came out like last year, when we had the
Right at the end of the year. Yeah.
we had the twins, we had the babies. It's like, so that whole time period was a fog. So it's like, it's nice to go back and watch a movie that came out then that I missed and had no chance of seeing.
So you gave it an 8, you gave it a 9. I kind of am feeling that I just like bad movies and that I dislike the Oscar darling.
The one you're supposed to
Yeah. I guess that's me. Well, I mean, I like the, Godfather and Jaws and all that stuff, but like,
Yeah.
I guess it just doesn't hit with me.
Yeah. I mean, that's,
If there's not a floppy, like vampire bat wing or something on
you want to see more nipples?
yeah. Yes. Paul Giamatti's.
Yeah. Yeah. They poke through.
Have we seen Paul Giamatti's nipples? Have you ever seen? Wait,
Surely.
I would
in
remember.
Sideways?
We have.
I would remember that.
Did he pull off his tarp on Sideways?
He did not.
Remember.
I don't believe he did. We'll find out when we.
I really do want to see Paul Giamatti's nipples.
Did he take off his shirt in Liar Liar?
Maybe, I don't know.
What do you think about? Was it Big Fat Liar?
Big Fat Liar.
Liar Liar was Jim Carrey.
Yeah. Big Fat
It'd be
Liar.
interesting to know-
Malcolm in the Middle.
In this movie, The Holdovers, if he had like a contact there, and then if he also had like a lazy nipple as well, contact.
It's a
like-
nipple
Like,
that just
but
looks
if you
that
look
way.
at this one, this is the one you want.
But it was also just like internal. He knew it wasn't going to be on screen, but it was like, this one's just for me.
Yeah, it's method nipples.
Yeah. Because it's,
That's a band name. Method Nipples.
but you always feel more powerful if like, oh, I've got a secret. They
Yeah.
don't know it.
Yeah.
I've got my ass pennies in my pocket.
Here you go. Paul Giamatti shirtless.
Oh, why didn't you zoom?
So it's been another episode.
I was going to leave that for you.
We thank you guys.
Is that a paper clip?
I just, oh my God. Sweet Jesus.
Why are they pointed down?
No, they're great.
Great movies, only drunker.
That's a good smattering of chest hair too.
That's going to be the title of my memoir someday.
A good smattering of chest hair.
That's a good. Hakeem Olajuwon did something.
Okay, so
Oh yeah, his nipple is pierced.
Travis,
That's a safety pin.
Got it.
I'm quickly trying to lasso this podcast in before we go off the rails with Hakeem Olajuwon and his nipples. We've got Travis Budd, Sean Jordan.
Hey.
Hey,
My name's Todd. Great movies, only drunker. We'll see you guys next time.
we're just getting to the good part.
We'll be off for New Year's, then we're going to start our sci-fi series in January. So tune in and enjoy. So we'll see you then.
Enjoy.
Bye.
See you in 2025.
Amen.